So the question is, why aren't we making red smelters? We are making yellow smelters. Yeah, red. The station is completely empty. No, wait. We are making red smelters. But we're either not making enough to export them. No, you're missing yellow smelters to make more. Okay, yellow smelters. They were close by. Yeah. Because you're imbalanced. Because brick is imbalanced. Let's do that real quick. That's something I will definitely forget. And I think they're way over here. Yep. Also, why are you full of gas? Oh, this is not good. Stop. You're filling up. Station is the wrong way around. Midnight Murderer. Best name ever. However, we'll just have to wend you. So go to the depot. There are probably hundreds of trains out there filled with the wrong kind of gas. So and it's right now where I notice that the signals are required. So this is out, this is okay. This is in. So first let's balance out yellow stuff, and then what the hell? There are quite a few things going wrong in my factory. Also, I think it's over here. Just driving me around. Hey there, Demon Spawn. How are you doing? Yellow, yellow. It's all the way over there. One moment. Can you tell me how in the world I'm supposed to do train signals? It's quite simple, actually. Train signals, for example, let's go over here. You have these normal rail signals. They block until the next section is empty. So if a train will be standing over here, this will turn on red. Let's see, we can actually do it with the taxi. You see the taxi is standing in this block, so this one turns red and won't allow any train to pass. But using only rail signals will not allow you to make intersections like these. Well, you could, but they would suck. For this, we have the combination signals. The combination signals check if the next signal over is open, and if it's not, it will turn red. This one is currently blue, so it could be open. We don't know yet. As soon as the train reaches a change signal, it will try to reserve a path, and if it finds a path which it can go through, it will turn green. However, is there absolutely no path available because this train here is sitting in the way, it will turn red. But the easiest way to do signals, if you do an intersection, is just remember the following. If you are entering, let's see, this is Not a good example. Here's good. If you are entering a switched lane, you start with a change signal and you end with a rail signal. If you're splitting off rails, you start with a chain signal and you end with a rail signal. If you merge it back in, you start with a chain signal and you end with a rail signal. So every time you go merging or splitting, you begin with a chain and you end with a rail. This will allow a train that, for example, comes around here to reserve this path, and then this train will stop. In a roundabout, for example, once a train enters a roundabout and starts reserving a path, for example, if a train comes from the left and a train comes from the right, good example over here, he reserved this path over here. So all these chain signals will turn red and these will stay blue. If a train would come from, for example, from the top, he could still reserve a path around the other side. And that's basically the gist of it. Happy? But train signals are confusing. At the beginning I was also just running amok with these signals. So that was that. Quick explanation. And now we absolutely have to go over here. Also, why are you waiting there? He's now waiting here because he can't reserve a path into here. And that is probably correct because there's a signal missing here. And there is a signal missing here. Good God, what did I do here? And there's a signal missing here. Yes. Also, the side on which the rail is important. It dictates which way you can go. You can also have two-way signals. For example, I'm almost there. These terminal stations here, they have two signals on each side. So this allows for input and output, and I just need to fix these gas trains. Ugh, sand is slow. I also never ever did these signals correctly. You should be here. The exit signals are down here. And there are also some easier methods to set up trains, but if push comes to shove, just make it really, really simple. The same rules also apply to buoys if you have the boat mod in. I got to build some power armor. It's on my list. Turn these around. And you know what? These are also wrong. But usually I go by taxi. Hey, look at this! These are now finally working. Oh, and you need to be automatic again. So, taxi, once you're there, bring me back to my construction site. All the way over there. Go, 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 go. There. Going by train is so much easier. Here's a good example. He went past. We want to reserve a path over to the left. Oh, actually down. He changed his mind. And every way he reserves, the chain signals turn yellow. Now we crawl along. There we go. Made it. You gotta build a boat path. Boat path is cheap. You just it works identical as a train. It's 1-to-1 a train. Only you have to build the boat path, and this stuff is it's train. The good thing is you can place the boat path via radar, but you can't remove it via radar. So you would have to walk over there. What the hell? I'm sitting on so much oil. And I hope the gas trains resolve themselves soon. Okay, back to this. Blub, 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 blub. Let's see. This needs to be that. Where were we? We were figuring out why these facilities aren't being built. They are now being built. Let's hope that this keeps its ratio. Yeah, you're now bringing red stuff over to the blue one. Perfect. And now you're making blue again. So these will be sent over soon. Thank you, Demon Spawn. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, the boat mod did have some bugs sometimes, but the boat mod is pretty fun if you have a big body of water like over here. I'm also thinking about maybe digging a canal over here to connect to this body of water, because this is pretty large, and the boat mod also adds oil, deep sea oil, into the mix, so you can build an oil platform. Okay, back on topic. I got a bit distracted now, so let me just refocus real quick. So this is set, this is set. Here we were. You need these, and these. Copy over this design. Paste, paste, paste. Oxygen comes in, perfect. This is all connected, this is all connected, this is all connected. So the only thing to do is pull you along. I'm out of yellow belt. Pull you along. Input, input. Place you there. I see what happened over here. Output. Is it also up there? That's also up there. Good. And then we need to figure out how we pull out the silver. Let's just push you here and here. Silver output here, silver output there. Oop. Here is easier. We just go out on the end. And we immediately bounce it over here. Just pull it in for now. Good. Oh, wait. Oop. Rotate. Same over here. Rotate. Oh, wrong way around. And then you go like this. Then we need a little bit more underground. You go over here. You go over here. You go in, and then it's time for another train station. That's silver done. Oop. We would need to balance this, so... Can do a stupid balance. Probably over here. Yeah, we have to place it here either way. So go in over there. Connect up. Hey, we actually didn't build over this oil, so maybe we can build a stupid oil platform over here. Then... Balancing act. Oh, how are we going to do this? Maybe like this, so... You go into there, you go into there. You go into there. And then you have to go into there. Oh, that's completely wrong. Okay. I have a very good idea. Watch this. So instead of you going underground, you go underground. Then you connect up. We could do a braid. Do we want to do a braid? And you're balanced. Well, more or less, you're merged more. Angel bots. Oh, you mean angels? No, actually, I don't have that one in. You have the angel industry thingy. Don't I have this one in? Did I forget one of the angel mods? Or does it, did it finally get scrapped? Because the angel industry thing didn't seem really complete and or useful. It gave you some, like, robotic ports. Yeah, Angels Industries, yes. No, I don't seem to have it in there. Either I forgot or I just didn't care. Also, get out of here. So, in. Then you split it up. You go into there, you go into there. Oh, this will be super disgusting. Merge it up, go back. And then you go in. So, under, over, under, over. And that's a build. Don't need this. Place you. Place you. Let's place you here, there, and here. You're looking at the belt braid. You know this trick? You can put yellow underground belt on the red underground belt. And this is a balanced output. So the output that goes in here goes in these two, the output that goes in there goes in these two, and the output that goes through here goes into these two. And this is a silver ingot foundry. So let's order up some stuff. And then let's take a look at the signals, and then this should be complete. So, first of all, we need to hook you up. Let's place the LTN, say over here. Bang, bang. Then you need one of these. Copy, paste. Hook you up. Now, let's see, you are a requester, so negate the LTN and read from the train. Okay, that was a decent delivery. The modular rubber ports, they are semi-useful. You can make logistic stone expanders, you can make charging points if you have a specific region where you have a lot of robots charging. However, I'm not really using robots that much this playthrough. I'm only using the robots for construction jobs, which they are very useful, and maintenance jobs. But the only logistic job I have is bringing ammo to the turrets. That's it. And bringing me useful stuff. Also, I am still bumbling about with the first roboports. However, the higher tier roboports do get better. They have higher ranges. They charge faster, which you do need if you are going to make the better robots. Speaking of better robots, are we making these already? No, we have stuff in here, but we're not making them yet. Because we're not making you, because we are not making circuits. Why are we not making circuits? Because we are out of carbon. Ah, we're still out of carbon. I have so to fix this. But let's set this up, turn off the bullshit, and the stuff you request. Silver ore, like say 100,000. You also want some coal. 10,000 should be fine. And some sodium cyanide. 40,000, please. That was on purpose, yes. Also, this can go, and the thing these stations work is you type how much you want to have in a negative number, and it fills it then up with a positive number. And the reason for that is everything is a positive number in Factorio. All your storage in here is a positive number. So you type the negative offset, and if it's less than what you have, the trains will bring something, and if it's more than you have, the trains won't bring anything. So hook you up. For example, this is a provider. This is pretty easy. You just connect these up. That's it. It will provide whatever it is what's in there. This is correct. So as a provider, you negate the contents of the train and you read from the LTN, hook it up, knock it out. Signals. Let's use the robots. So you're going out, you're going out, you're going in. That's done. So chain signal at the front, two rail signals at the back. Also, we will have one over here. And maybe we're going to build something else over here at some point. Then in between signals, over here, this side. Our stations are so big, we can hold another train over here. Oh, yeah, you're placed. And we can also hold another train in front of us. Let's see. I kind of beansed it here. That should actually be fine. Actually, we do not need these. These can go. They are superseded by this one. And you get one of these, and this is going in, so we need chain signals. This is going out, rail signal, chain. This is a chain signal. If you ever come into a point where you would place a rail signal but have to place a chain signal because you're going into again, it's going to be another chain signal. And then we should also 1, 2, 3, 4 segment this a bit up. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be fine. So maybe put them in the middle. And this should be fine. This is fine. This is all fine. Wow, that's a... We should segment this a bit up. So 4, 4. That should be 4. And that's a 4. Oh, look at this. I missed all the signals over here. So you're going out. You're going out. And then we need a distance of 4 between these. And you are going over there. If someone was starting out with mods and never had touched trains before, I've launched rockets but never touched trains, what advice would you give? Never touched trains. Have you ever played Factorio? Let's see. Well, the LTN mod I'm using is... It's not complicated. It's basically robots on rails. But you have to fiddle around a little bit with them. Trains themselves are actually quite easy to do. They do not really change in the mod packs themselves. The easiest, like I said, the easiest thing you can do is just make a direct line of trains. Don't make any intersections at all, and then you're happy to go. Having something like a train bus like I have over here, that's a bit more complicated. There are new beginner-friendly, if you want to look at something beginner-friendly, I think there are blueprint books out there which gives you basically a grid which you can place. And the grid comes with stations and everything, and they're all hooked up correctly, and you only have to set the designated inputs. I've seen one of those grids yesterday as I raided somebody at the end of my stream. But I don't really like playing with a pre-generated blueprint book that also kind of takes the fun out of it. I want to mess it up myself and then find out the hard way why the thing I built is so messed up. That's way more fun. Mass use belts between my miners. That's also a good thing to do. I also did that once. But the most basic train is pretty easy. I mean, I just click on my taxi. The normal interface over here is just you add the station. For example, go over here. Full cargo, go over here. Empty it all out. And that's your basic train setup. And the rest is only signals. However, once you come into a point where you, for example, have multiple providing stations, I have multiple mines, I have multiple stations that require the same stuff, and I have multiple stations that put out the same stuff, a higher logic system is required. But you actually do not need it really. If you just use your train as basically a fat belt, it also works. But you can also completely skip trains and mass belt everything. Mass belting at least has the advantage that you can always see how full your belt is. You can never really see how full your train is, except by clicking on the train, but at some point these trains will be going so fast you won't see them at all. There's probably also a decent YouTube tutorial out of there, but most of before I could set up something like this, I also used to mess up my trains all the time. I still have probably, let's save this real quick. Not quite sure if I can load this save. Let's see. Is it this one? It'll probably break. That's fine. No, it's not. It's not this one. Oh god, this thing. Mega Bob Angel Land. Let's try this one. Oh god, what's going on over here? That's definitely not it. Ultra Bob? That's probably Ultra Bob. Yeah, Ultra Bob, this is it. This was my first attempt I did about a year ago. Please hold turrets. Yeah, even not, I don't care. Gun turret Mark 5, nice. This was the first big train system I ever set up. And it's basically, I don't know if LTN was a thing back then. But it's basically the same thing I do right now, only a little bit more advanced. And oh yeah, we have this great thing. These are amazing. So I basically built train stations for everyone, and I made these rather complicated. Well, actually, no, I did one-to-one connections. Yes. Yeah, I see what I did over there. What was I thinking? There's just a wall going here into nothing. Ah, here are also the turbo intersections. Oh, good to know. Okay, these are, yeah, these are 4 wide. But basically this is the same setup. I have multiple sections of processing everywhere, and each train goes to a fuel station, a input station and an output station, but I only have a single point-to-point train everywhere. And yeah, this is already wrong. This is a common mistake you make. I have a signal over here, a signal over here, and a signal over here. And this intersection will break probably all the time. If you'll notice, you will see that at this point I don't even use chain signals anywhere. I'm not even using... Wow! I must have been an idiot when I was making this one. My signal game is way better. Way better. Yeah, this will all break if you're not careful. There will probably be a congestion somewhere. I remember that this thing always was congested. Well, back to the actual playthrough. And we should take a break, so see you around.